Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the Luxury Addict Tag. This is a video that has been floating around on YouTube for God knows how long, and I still have not done it. So I thought today we would rectify that. But before we get right into it, I know some of you hate my hair like this, but we're just gonna roll with it because I love this. So anyway. So the first question is, what was your first designer piece? And if we're going right back to when I didn't spend my own money on things, my first designer piece was a pair of Ralph Lauren jeans. I've got hair in my mouth, hang on. My first piece was a pair of Ralph Lauren jeans when I was around 10 years old. We went to Florida, me and my family. We were at some kind of outlet store and my dad loves a bargain and he found these jeans and they fitted me perfectly and he was like, you are having those. And they're actually very similar in colour to the jeans that I wear now. So like these dark blue jeans that I'm wearing right now. And they fit like a glove up until I was around 13. I mean, they were looking cropped by the time I was 13, but in terms of around the leg and waist, they fit perfectly up until I was 13, and then my body didn't work. I remember being on my bathroom floor desperately trying to do the button up and it just wasn't happening. Still love those jeans a lot. If I could have them back in my size now, I would, because they were great. In terms of the first designer piece that I bought myself, that I remember, I think it was these, and these are a pair of Miu Miu sunglasses. I bought these at Gatwick Airport in duty free. I love buying sunglasses in Gatwick duty free because I just feel like, for me, there's something very guilt-free about buying sunglasses in Gatwick, which is totally incorrect, but I just roll with it. And I'm quite pleased that for an investment in my first designer piece that I've actually worn these a lot. It wasn't one of those things that I bought and then never really wore again. I have worn these so much and I still wear them now. I still wear them all the time. I love them. I think they're a really nice classic colour. The black and gold is beautiful and I find that it adds a really nice twist to outfits that can sometimes be a bit plain. And of course, if we're talking about my first designer bag purchase, then you guys will all know that that was my Givenchy Antigona. That was the first real big bag purchase that I made, like the proper high-end one. I've bought some kind of mid-range bags before that, but in terms of proper designer pieces, that was the first one that I bought, which brings me to the next question. What do you consider to be your best investment? And if we are talking cost per wear throughout my entire bag designer piece buying life, then it would 100% be my Givenchy Antigona, because I've had it the longest, so of course I've got the most wear out of this one, but I also just found that this really does go with everything, despite the colour not being black. I actually have worn this so much because it's a more muted colour. It really does go with so much. It's a more bluey toned grey, so I kind of see it as a bit lilac-y, but that's because my eyes and the way I see colour is a bit funny, but I think most people would call this grey. I think the actual colour for it is pebble, but I just have absolutely loved this and I still love it now. It's one of those bags that I will keep forever because the style is a really nice classic style. It's a little bit sports luxe, which I don't mind at all, even though I'm not overly into sports luxe. I feel like this just adds a really nice touch to my outfits and it's so durable. It has one mark on the back and then some marks on the handles from where that kind of rubs against stuff. A more recent one that I think is doing really well in terms of cost per wear is the Balenciaga Suede City that I bought. This is such a beautiful bag and obviously it's black, so I basically wear it with everything. It's got this gorgeous gold studding on it and I feel like it adds a real luxe look to any outfit, and yeah, I absolutely adore this. I've been getting a lot of wear out of it, so I feel like in terms of cost per wear, this is going to be an amazing one. But in terms of financial investment and the best purchase that I've made, that would absolutely have to be my Chanel boy bag. This is the small boy bag and it is in the light gold. The light gold is slightly more rare. The two most common hardwares on the Chanel bags are the gunmetal and then the more antique looking gold, and then you have a very shiny silver and light gold, which are more seasonal pieces. They're slightly more rare, and for the fact that Chanel bags hold their retail value very, very well anyway, you always get the same money back generally as long as you look after it, if not more money. I feel that this was a really great investment. And for anyone that wants to know more about investing in Chanel bags and the retail value and have it explained in a much more eloquent and straightforward way, I will link Chase Amy's video on buying Chanel bags in the info box, because it's a really good comprehensive guide to Chanel bags, and if you're kind of new to that, it's so interesting. So I will link that below. Definitely go check out her channel because it is one of the best luxury channels that I have found. I absolutely love her channel, so I'll link that below. So the next question is, what is your criteria when looking to buy a piece? And I would say that first and foremost, my criteria is just that I have to absolutely love it. If there's anything that I'm not entirely sure on, then it's just not up for consideration. And the second thing I would say is the colour and the tone of the bags. I have a bag collection coming up, and you will definitely notice a theme in terms of the colours that I buy. And mostly it is muted light tones or very, very dark tones, like mostly black, just because those are the two colours that go with my wardrobe the most. I was recently looking at buying the Gucci Marmont in the petrol colour, which is a gorgeous kind of greeny blue colour. I absolutely love it, but the colour is just not one that would go with my wardrobe very well, and I feel like it would be harder for me to style outfits around it, and it just wouldn't go with everything. And if it doesn't go with everything in my wardrobe, then unfortunately I just can't consider buying it, because I just won't get as much wear out of it as I would with a lighter coloured bag or a darker coloured bag. So those are my two main criteria. I know for a lot of people that materials and how well something wears comes into account for them. For me, I tend to make very stupid decisions when it comes to that. Hence with the Balenciaga, I have the suede material, which is going to look worn a lot quicker than the leather, but I just absolutely loved it. And I just didn't love the leather version so much because they do come very distressed and you kind of have to wear them in a bit more, and I just didn't really like that. So I liked the suede, and in terms of my Chanel, I obviously went for the softest material in the world, so I didn't go for caviar or anything like that, which is a lot more durable. That brings me on to what is your most stupid, regrettable purchase, and for me, that is the Sophie Holm envelope bag. The amount of times I try to get a rubber and take the marks off of this, and it comes back every time. It's just honestly not my favourite bag that I've bought. It is a really lovely colour. It's a peachy nude colour, which when I bought it I was like, this is going to go with everything, it's going to be great. And I do still use this because I'll just use this for a day when I don't really, you know, need a super nice looking bag. I just throw this on. But for me, it's just not worth the price that you would pay for it full price. I'm very lucky that I had a gift voucher and I put that towards this on Net-a-Porter. If I'd have paid full price for this, I would have been so much more disappointed because it marks so easily. Overall, it just wasn't the right bag for me. I've been recommended Sophie Holm bags by quite a few people. There were so many people that loved their bags, but for me, I just wouldn't necessarily recommend them. They're not my favorite. So the next question is, if you've sold any luxury goods, did you have seller's regret? I haven't actually sold anything just yet. There are a few things that I am considering selling, but I want to consider that for quite a long time before I take that plunge, because number one, selling isn't the easiest process, and number two, I don't want to regret anything and make a stupid decision. So it's definitely not a decision that I take lightly, so that is something that I'm considering, but it's mainly just to keep my collection small, because I feel like I'm at a really good stage at the moment with the size of my collection and with what I have in it. But if I want to add any more, I feel like it needs to be a one in, one out system, because I just don't want to be one of those people that has massive bag collections. I'm actually really happy with where I'm at the moment. The next question is, what is a piece that you think everyone needs or should have? And before I answer this question, I want to go straight in with, no one needs luxury goods. Like, that is not, I'm not saying that you need anything, but if you are looking to invest in your first luxury piece, then the first thing I would go for as like an entry-level designer piece is sunglasses. Most of you will know, pretty much all of you will know, I love sunglasses. I love designer sunglasses. They are, I think because they're a small accessory, they're one of the most easy ways to kind of buy into the luxury market, and I just love sunglasses. I feel like if you get the right shape, it can completely change up an outfit. And I have a lot of different styles of sunglasses that I can wear with the same outfit, but each one changes the vibe, and I've just always been a sunglasses person. I absolutely love them, so I would definitely recommend investing in a luxury pair of sunglasses to get you started. And if I had to pick a specific pair of sunglasses, I would say the Celine Tilda sunglasses, because for me they are just the perfect everyday pair of sunglasses. I feel like a lot of people will lean more towards the new Audrey sunglasses because they are a little bit softer, whereas the Tilda ones are square and they are huge, and I absolutely love them. I actually had a pair that were very similar, which were basically a dupe from Urban Outfitters for about a year before I bought the Tilda ones to make sure I loved them, and they were by far one of my most worn pair of sunglasses, and since buying the Tilda ones, they have become my most worn, and I've basically not really worn much else. And I keep saying this, but I do fear for my sunglasses collection, because they are now just the only pair that I wear. So the next question is, what is a luxury piece that you think is overhyped? And It's a bit of a tricky one because I feel like different people want different things in a bag, so this is a very personal question, but for me, the Chloe Faye is just a totally overhyped bag. I've never really, like, I like them, but I've never really fallen in love with one, and whenever I go and view them, at one point I was considering buying the smaller one, and whenever I go and view them, I'm just never overly impressed with the quality of them in comparison to the Rouge bags. I think the Rouge bags are absolutely beautiful, but there's something about the Faye that just doesn't work for me. I don't think that they look like a luxury bag. I think the bigger ones just look a bit flimsy, and I'm not in love with the style of them, so I don't really get the hype around them. But I know that for a lot of people, they absolutely adore theirs, and there are some that look really beautiful. My friend Tamara has a big Faye in a grey suede, and it is so beautiful, but it's just not really for me, and I just don't love the shape of it. I like bags that are a little bit more soft in their shape, and I generally only go for a very boxy shape if I'm going for a smaller bag, because I think it looks a little bit more dainty. So yeah, they just don't really work for me. I don't really get the height. And the final question, which is my favourite one, is what is next on your wish list? And for me, I have two things. The first one would have to be the Chloe Susanna boots. They are kind of a cult classic. I feel like everyone I know has owned a pair at some point. I absolutely love them. They are basically black ankle boots that have gold or silver studs all over them, and they are just absolutely stunning. I've wanted a pair for so long, and I feel like they've got my name on them. They literally have got my name on them, so I need a pair, and I feel like that might be happening very soon. And then in addition to that, the Gucci Dionysus bags are ones that I just can't get out of my head, and there's a very specific style that I've been looking at recently, but I feel like that is going to have to wait until God, what year are we in now? It's going to have to wait until 2017, because I feel like I just need to curb it on the bags right now. I say that and who knows what could happen, but yeah, that is definitely a purchase that I think will be waiting until next year. But yeah, that is it. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tag. Please let me know if you would like to see anything else like that. So if you'd like to see a beauty version of this or anything, let me know in the comments. If there's any other tags in general that you'd like me to do, or any other luxury videos, let me know, because these are some of my favourite videos to film. But yeah, I hope you're all having the best day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.